Meanwhile, airstrikes have killed at least 66 people in Syria's Idlib province on Sunday. Dozens of others have been wounded in the heaviest air raid in recent months. The Syrian Observatory says the aerial bombardment hit towns mostly near the city of Idlib. Let's go to our correspondent Sandra Gathmann, who is in Gaziantep on Turkey's border with Syria. Sandra, good to see you. First, can you bring us up to date with what is happening in Idlib, the airstrikes there? Do we know who was behind them?
Still unclear, Marlene, as to whether it was Syrian government or Russian jets behind this latest raid, but they were heavy airstrikes and they targeted several areas in Idlib province. One was the Kafr Nabil town, where, according to reports, at least 26 civilians were killed, including 3 children. Another hit a marketplace in Marat al-Noaman, where at least 18 civilians were killed. It was a Sunday, Marlene. It was bustling. It was a very crowded area, and the scenes really are shocking. Many dozens were injured in those airstrikes. Now, it's been months since Idlib was targeted so heavily by airstrikes. People, despite knowing full well that they are in the midst of a brutal war across their country, simply weren't expecting these strikes to hit that marketplace, despite, of course, the Russian Defense Ministry saying recently that they would resume their air campaigns, not only in Idlib province, but also in Homs as well.
Can you bring us up to date with what is happening in Aleppo? Because it seems to be a slightly confusing picture, with the Syrian government saying that pretty much all of Aleppo will be in their hands within a few weeks. But the rebels, and we heard in that interview there, saying that's not the case. They're going to be fighting till the bitter end.
It is confusing, Marlene, because both sides are digging their heels. They're equally defiant about holding on to or taking eastern Aleppo. But just yesterday, 3 more neighborhoods were taken in East Aleppo. The regime has been advancing deeper into particularly the northern part of that eastern side of Aleppo city, shrinking effectively that rebel-held territory to the north. And that strategy by the regime to divide and conquer, so to speak, to split that eastern part of the city in half in order to more easily take those areas is proving to be quite effective. But equally, as you say, Marlene, and as we heard from the president of the Syrian National Coalition, the opposition are defiant, and it appears, according to him, that the worst is yet to come. There is still a fierce battle they're preparing for. He even added that morale seems to be high among rebel fighters. So if and when Aleppo does fall into regime hands, they say it'll only take a few weeks. The opposition say it won't go down easy. They are going to put up a fight. And what we can expect from that is a further worsening humanitarian crisis. Tens of thousands of more civilians are going to leave that area, and there will be more injuries and more deaths to come in the weeks ahead if this fighting does intensify, Marlene.
Okay, Sandra, many thanks for bringing us up to date. Sandra Gathmann there for us in Gaziantep.